Hey, everybody. So today I want to talk to you about crafting your coach story. This is going to be one of the most important things that you can do as a new coach so that you can start sharing your story on social media, which is going to be what draws people to you. So I know that when I joined, I was very hesitant because I did not want to sell anybody anything. I didn't want to feel like I was selling on social media or had some, like I would bother people, talking to them about Beachbody or inviting, sending messages to people to try to get them to join me. I didn't want to be that person. And most of my coaches, when they start, say the same thing. So how can we share how can we get customers and clients and build our businesses without selling? And the way that we do that is sharing. So you share your story. That is the greatest asset that you're going to have in this business is your story. It's going to be what helps you help other people walk through and overcome their objections to this. It's going to be what draws people to you. And it's the most important thing that we can do is start to work on that story. So I want you to grab a piece of paper and a pen and do a couple things for me while we go through this. Okay. So first of all, I want you to take just a moment to think about when you were thinking about doing this. What was it? Whether coaching, it's fine, but as a client, just joining a challenge group and getting started on your health and fitness journey, what was something that you were most hesitant or skeptical about? Was it the shape? Was it the price? Was it maybe the time commitment? Was it that you thought you just couldn't fit this in your life right now? Was it Beachbody on Demand? Was it what was it that kept you maybe watching your coach for a while before you took action? And when she started talking to you and recommending programs and everything and took you through that process, what do you think it was that was really behind any excuses that you had of why you couldn't do this? Was it maybe a fear? Was it that you were, afraid of failing at something again? So really want you, because this is very personal, you guys, but it's so important that you take a little bit of time to think about that. And think about it, maybe not just during this video, but the rest of today or tomorrow, what that was, because that's where your story starts, okay? For example, I'll tell you a little bit about mine, is that I needed this financially in the worst way. Like I needed the coach opportunity day one, but with the whole entire challenge pack, I did not want the shake. I was not interested in it at all. I was like, it's simple. You eat clean, you work out, you get results. I don't need your supplements and all this other stuff people try to sell you. I can do it myself because I'm a very, I can do it all myself person. And honestly, it took me a while to realize that that was one of my greatest struggles or problem areas in my life, and something that I needed personal development in, is that I tend to be somebody that thinks I can do it all. I'm A-type. So I don't need anybody else's help. And as a result, I often drive myself into the ground. I'm often overwhelmed, anxious, stressed out. That person that's like, I need some help. Well, here, no, you did that wrong. Here, let me do it. And a control freak. And so I would be the one to say, I don't need the help of that. And as a result, I get a lot of people. I attract a lot of people who are not interested in the shake, who think that they can do it themselves. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I share a lot about that. That's partially why. So just think about your story. And I think what the things that you are probably thinking you should hide as a new coach are really the things that you should be sharing. That's what's going to connect you to other people. So I know that when I joined, I was like, well, I need to post about health and fitness and nutrition and recipes and how I'm so motivational and da. And what I didn't realize is by trying to put my posts into this little coach box, like, hi, my name's Kim, I'm a health and fitness coach, I wasn't just being me. I didn't feel like I didn't know exactly what to post and how to share this stuff. And so I was just sharing what I thought I was supposed to share. And that didn't work for a while. I do think it's important to share our journey. And a really great way to do that as a new coach is to hashtag insanity day one or, whatever, or just day one. So people have to ask you what program that you're doing, but that they know that you're on a journey and that they can follow that. And as you start sharing the authentic journey, the days that you don't feel like it and you do, the non-scale victories, the night that you push play at 10 p.m. because there's a group that's holding you accountable and you just checked in and everybody else did their workout and you didn't feel guilty, you felt inspired and empowered that you can do it too. And you see all those other people that were tired and push play anyways or push past their excuses. You start to just, instead of thinking, what should I be posting now that I'm a coach? You think like, what is my story? You're on a journey. And the quicker that you can really just use your social media as like a journal, the better, because you just being you and being on that journey. So if there's a day that you are just like, I do not want to work out, go ahead and say that. You don't want to be like, I always love to work out. I'm a coach now. It's like nobody can relate to that. So the things that we most often want to hide are the things that make us most relatable and that are going to draw other people to us. So for example, if you're somebody that like you're a foodie, you love food and you are struggling to follow this meal plan, share that, because there's gonna be a lot of other people too. Maybe you're finding something that helps you. Share that. Maybe you have always been a sweet person and the shake really, really helps you, which is something to share. But that you love, like that you can pull up Fixate and make all these gluten-free chocolate chip cookies and cleaned up things that taste delicious and they're healthier for your family. But you still, you have access to all of that. Maybe so there's so many things that we can be sharing. And if you're not a workout person, guess what? The majority of the world is a workout person too. But if you're showing up anyways and you're pushing play, then share the why. Why are you doing that? Why are you getting up at 6 to do your workouts now, or 5? Why are you, in this challenge group? What is it doing for you? So as you start to craft your story of what this experience is doing, you're almost like journaling. Like imagine that you're writing down in a journal every day, like challenge group day 1. Like today I felt really tired. Like it didn't feel like I was, or today I was super motivated. It's day 1. I'm so excited to begin this journey and see where it takes me. Maybe day 2 is, darn, I'm sore. Like, I do not want to do this today. I don't know how it's possible. But I guess we'll see, and then I did it and I was able to do so much more and so much better than I accomplished. That's amazing. So you can just really treat your social media like a journal as you're comfortable. However, you don't want to be posting every single day like a Beachbody bomb on your wall. So it's important that you mix in your posts about your journey and what you're doing in these groups and health and fitness stuff with who you are. So it's part of what I want to talk about today is crafting your story. So thinking about what you were hesitant about, what you were skeptical about, you're probably going to find that you attract people like that. So I know that my big concern was cost, and I didn't think I could afford this. And so in my head, it was like, that was expensive. I don't know if anybody else could afford it. And what's in our head always comes through in our messages. Our minds are very powerful. So it's almost like I was expecting financial objections before I ever got them, just because I had that objection. So I had to really immerse myself in the group, really one day at a time realize the value of the group and the shake and the workouts. And that took time. It wasn't a day 1 thing. But as I became more confident in the value, I became more confident in talking about that price. And I started to see a lot more people signing up because I was like, this is an amazing deal, instead of, oh, I don't think anyone's going to do it. It's expensive. So give yourself that time to figure that out too, because it will happen in its own timing. But I'm very, very sharing authentically. Like, I was never interested in the shake. I tell people that. In fact, I tell people that I was 100% against it, because guess what? There's a lot of other people that are too. So I do want to share my story. Now, I'm not going to go share somebody else's story. So for example, the shake has never given me a ton of energy. You're never going to see me post, oh my gosh, like this shake makes me feel, when I drink it. No, but it has taken away my sweet tooth 100%. And you're going to see me share that a lot, because that's what it did for me. So whatever you're experiencing, your family within your home, maybe your husband is trying the shake now, and he has this great, experience, or your kid had all these belly issues and now they're gone because your kid's drinking the shake daily, or you had stomach issues. That's your story, you guys, and you should be sharing that over and over and over and over again, because you should always be having new people's, that you're adding to your network whose eyes are on your post for the first time, and you never know how much they might be needing it and who might be praying for something like this. And then because you shared, they stumbled and they're going to get the help they need. So craft your coach story of what it's done for you and share that on social media. And I challenge you to share the things that this is doing for you in a post, like every other day or every 3rd day, but we should be doing it multiple times a week. And that really will help you build your business, but just do it in a way that's authentic to you. Also, so that it's not a Beachbody bomb on your page, I want you to think about the 5 things that make you you. So what are the 5 things that you would, talk about all day long that you love? So I know that maybe for some people, it's their kids. Maybe for others that are fur mamas, it's their dogs. Maybe for other people, it is like, gardening or Pinterest projects or their faith, or it is fitness. It is, hair and makeup, fashion. There are so many things that we can be passionate about, traveling, and that make you you. And your greatest asset in this is you, because what people are going to buy at the end of the day is you. They can go on to Beachbody and they can order anything, but why they're going to order from you is because you have a relationship, or you built one, or there's something that they feel connected to you. And that's why it's so important to share our stories and share who we are. Like, I know I get a lot of women who struggle with anxiety because I'm very open about my struggle with anxiety. And that's exactly who I want to help. I share a lot about feeling how I was lost in motherhood and how I was taking care of everybody else in my house and everything at the expense of myself. And there was never anything left from me. And I share about that a lot. And so I get a lot of tired, weary stay-at-home moms and moms running the rat race who have not been carving out any time for them. So you're going to find that if you can speak to who you were when you started, if you can tailor your post, like, what did I need to hear? And think about what your coach shared. What did you need to hear from her? And sprinkle those things into your post. Think about go to your coach's page or whoever it is that you tend to follow the most on social media. That's like a Beachbody coach. What do they post that you love so much? And instead of copying and pasting what they post or trying to make yourself sound like them or be them or fit into a box, I know I've struggled with that. How can you just take the nugget or whatever it is that you love the most about that post, be it the image or the message or the quote, or just the lightheartedness or the authenticness, whatever it is, how can you bring that into your posts and be you? So I know that I like I said, I felt like I really needed to share about Beachbody like all day long, and that will drive a lot of people away. It's very important that your page does not become a Beachbody bomb. I know you're passionate about this, so am I. I know you love it, but you are so much more than just a Beachbody coach. So when you just started this, there was so much to you in your life before you even had this. So what were those things, think right back, that you are, maybe it's that you homeschool your kids and you're super passionate about that. You love sharing about it and it's a big part of your life. Maybe it's, like I said, maybe you're really into cooking or baking. So take a quick minute and I want you guys to write down, this is like your color wheel, okay? So like the 5 things that you talk to your husband about it. Be like, what would you say that I'm most like passionate about? Or what like 5 things would you say kind of like, sum me up? And just start thinking about how you can bring those things and those characteristics into your post so people can get to know you and, see you for you, because the more that you can share who you really are, the more people will connect with you. And those pain points are the things that really connect people to us. So when I let people in and see that, like, I was struggling hardcore with my son crying himself to sleep and my husband was gone at the restaurant all the time, and I was at home working really hard on my business to grow it and make a change, that connected me to a lot of other stay-at-home moms and a lot of other people who had a husband who was maybe gone all the time, or was a restaurant manager, or was a firefighter, or was deployed. So think about the things that drew you in, and how can you share that? But also, how can you just use Beachbody as a platform to be you and to share your life? Because again, you being you is the greatest thing that you can do, right? And so as much as I love to have you follow a couple top coaches to see what kinds of things that they post, I want you to be very careful that you do not become an echo. I want you to be a voice on social media and to own who you are. If you are sarcastic and witty, put that into your posts. If you are like, never been the person to work out, you hate working out, you just love the way you feel after, share that. You're going to attract so many people like you. Guys, when you slip up, when you have ice cream, when you cheat on a meal plan, when you miss a day, share those things that you think you shouldn't post, because guess what? The rest of the world is doing that too. They're not perfect either, and they don't want to join if they have to be perfect to do this. So let them see the ups and the downs, the journey and the struggles. That's your story. You're crafting your story as you go, and let people see the highs and the lows. And when I show them the lows, when I show them I try to always find the silver lining and still be a voice of positivity on social media, because social media can be very, very negative. I don't put on a fake smile and act like my life is perfect and roses when it's not. But I do always try to find some way to put a positive spin on it, or share how I'm better for it, or something's helping me, or something like that. Okay, so let me make sure I covered all of my points. And also to think about what makes you different than other coaches. So what is it that you could offer somebody that maybe I can, or another coach on our team can? So for example, being a stay-at-home mom is something that is like on my list, because I live a different life that I'm looking for, like my niche market, who I'm tailoring, trying to find hashtags that stay-at-home moms use, and trying to find other stay-at-home moms, because a lot of times they've let that motherhood completely take over, and they're maybe not showering, not taking care of themselves, not exercising. It just can be a very weary. It's wonderful, but it can really take over. And I think there's certain things that stay-at-home moms struggle with that I speak about and I post about. So I'm looking for those women. So my niche market, who I'm kind of trying to find, are probably the stay-at-home moms, and sometimes they're working moms who have probably forgotten about themselves. So you'll see me hashtagging and like self-care, and self-care is healthcare, and busy mom, or tired as a mother, or tired mama, or mommy needs a break, or mommy time, or nap time, things like that, that I think other moms would be using who are in a similar boat, so that I can start to get their eyes on my posts, and I can start to maybe find them, connect with them, and build relationships with them, and see if they, as I get to know them, if they need anything that I have to offer. So I'm a stay-at-home mom, a boy mom. I post a lot about my faith, and I'm very passionate about stopping living a life of so much fear and living free of that fear. And so you'll often see me hashtag like faith over fear, and I talk about faith versus fear in my posts. In my personal development, I share my PD a lot. You'll see me sharing a lot about, I'm a very emotional, sensitive person, and it's very easy for me to share what's going on in my life, the anxiety, the grief, the eating disorder I struggle with. But finding those pieces of your story, maybe there's a history of abuse, maybe, and not that you have to share all of these things or share all of them day one, but just to get you thinking about your story, what brought you to this point. Because although Beachbody is a chapter in your story, and I hope that it continues for a long time, who you are is so much more important. And as people get to know you and see you through these posts, you, not Beachbody, that's what's going to draw them in to want to talk to you and chat with you and ask you about what you're doing. So it's so much more powerful to be sprinkling in posts about Beachbody and this fitness journey that you're on. But really, it's the posts that matter most are the ones I think that we're just letting people see who we are and into our daily lives, which is why Instagram stories is so powerful now, because you can be taking little blips of you and your family throughout the day, and you being silly, or you having a dance party with your kid, or you in the middle of a laundry mess, and they can just relate to you and see that you're real and you're just like them. Because sometimes people who are coaches could just seem like they have it all together, like they're always eating clean and exercising, and other people are like, I don't know how to do that. We learned too, and we want to find those people who also need to learn. So maybe you have a chronic illness or a disease, or maybe you're a breast cancer survivor, or you're somebody like I have Hashimoto's now, and so thyroid issues. So there's going to be people, I don't want you just to think like I can only help people who have thyroid issues, but no, you could be somebody who's a champion for healing your body from autoimmune issues, or and again, maybe it's more that you are an anxiety fighter. You've always struggled with anxiety, and that's a big part of your story, is how this is helping you with that. So I've given you plenty of examples. I'm sure I went on far too long, but I hope that this helped you start thinking about how you can be you and bring you into these posts more. So that you don't have to obsess so much about like what kinds of things should I be posting and exactly how to do this. Just social media is supposed to be social. So be you, and don't feel like, show your family, show your faith. Make sure that you're cycling through posts that are those 5 things. So maybe Beachbody, something about your workout you've posted. So tonight, maybe you're going to post a picture of your family relaxing, or you're going to do a throwback Thursday that shows you, like I did last night, a throwback Thursday to my home birth that I did with my kid, and people got to see that I've done something crazy and had a baby on my own, but they get to see the kind of person I am, that I make those kinds of, more all natural or holistic decisions, or, whatever. And you can make, whether if you're a cook or if you're there's just, guys, there's so many kinds of things, but most important is that you be you, so that you attract those people who want to work with you. I can't tell you how many times people have told me they've come to me, even though they know tons of other Beachbody coaches, because they really related to me. And it wasn't the post I made about Beachbody. It was all the posts that had nothing to do with Beachbody. So please share you. And not just your health and fitness journey, because that is so important. And that's what's going to they're going to form those connections with the other homeschooling moms, or the other stay-at-home moms, or the other fur mamas, or the other newlyweds, or the other, nurses, or whatever it is, or the other teachers. And you'll start to figure out how, you fit into that, and how you're kind of going to form your own brand. And your story is really part of your brand. So I want my brand to be like, I'm somebody who struggles with being a control freak and anxiety, and, not feeling guilty for taking care of myself and doing things for me. And I am a very just hot mess mom in my life right now. And I am encouraged by other women that are posting real posts. And I always want to be somebody that posts those kinds of things, and I get messages all the time thanking me for showing people that they're not alone in their mess, because there's so many highlight reels out there now. And so that's just a big part of my brand, is that I'm a hot mess mom. I'm an anxiety fighter, and I am on a journey to believe in myself and to live my best life. And you'll see that all of my posts kind of form and cycle and circle around that brand that I'm creating, about how my fitness and my faith are intertwined in my family, just to help me live my best life. So, I think that is pretty much all. Oh, I want to wrap this up by saying the best thing that you can do in terms of starting to share your story and to really grow your business is to just take action and start posting. It's very easy to get caught in like a knowledge, like I've got to take it all in and learn all these things before I share anything. And that's one of the worst decisions you can make as a coach. It's going to really push off you achieving your goals. And then you're going to think that you can't do this and that this isn't for you and that you aren't going to be successful. So the most important thing is to take action before you feel like you're ready to. So try not to compare yourself to other coaches and see, oh, she posted that. Oh, my post should have been more like that. That was so good. I did that so much. I looked at where my coach was and where I am now, and all I saw was the distance between it. And I thought, I don't know how I'll ever do all those things. How I'm going to create a blog and make a website and review all these programs and do all these programs. And, how do I even do that form that she did? And how do I even do that application for that challenge group? And how do I even run a challenge group? And I got so overwhelmed, and I tried to sound like her, and then I would find another coach and I tried to sound like her. And really all people needed to see was being me and Beachbot, how this was changing my life sprinkled in. So you are your greatest selling point, and your story is going to be your greatest strength as a coach. So own that story, embrace it as you're writing it, share it, and start to share it now. And know that the more that you can start to do that, and the more that you can be you, unashamedly you, the more of a crazy, amazing business that you're going to build, and the more awesome relationships you are going to form on social media with people who need you in their life, people who are your people, your tribe, who you're going to love having in these groups and working with. And it will just bring so much to your life. So get out there. Challenge you to share your story today. Comment below with just some things, your 5 things that you think you would like to post about, and cycle your posts through that make you, that will kind of make up your brand on social media. If you have any questions about that, comment below as well. And I can't wait to see you start sharing that.